Hi, good evening, everyone. We will be starting the show shortly, right at 7 o'clock. We'll be opening up the Zoom room. So thanks for being here, and we'll see you in just a few minutes. Thanks so much. Welcome, everyone. It's nice to see some familiar faces, or at least names out there. So welcome to the Mountain Spirit Acoustic Series from Isis Music Hall. And happy holidays to everyone. I'm Louise Baker, and if you've been to Isis Music Hall, you've probably met me there. I have been the talent buyer there for almost 5 years, and I also MC a number of the shows. So we've been doing these live streams for quite a while now to bring some great entertainment into the safety of your home. And we're just really thrilled tonight to have with us Steve James for another virtual concert. We did one back a couple of months ago. Maybe you were there. It was just fabulous. So we said, Steve, we want to come back again and maybe bring a special guest. And we're really happy that he invited Del Rey to join him tonight. We're here in Asheville in the Blue Ridge Mountains. It's chilly nights, beginning to definitely look like winter here, but it's a great time to be inside, safe, and getting to stream these live shows on Zoom. So before we get started, we're going to talk a little bit about the Zoom protocol, let you know how the streams work tonight. And I have my co-host and partner here with me, Bruce Swan. He's going to talk to you just a little bit about how we're going to do the Zoom protocol.
Thanks, Louise. Good evening and welcome everybody to another wonderful evening of music at Isis Music Hall's Mountain Spirit Acoustic Series. I'm Bruce Swan. I will be running the tech this evening and taking your questions a little bit later on, but we'll get to that in just a moment. Zoom has some wonderful protocols. If you would like to applaud during the show, just raise your blue hand. It's in the participants window. You can click on that to see a little blue hand. And if you can be quiet during the show, at the end of each song, you'll be able to applaud. There'll be no cat calling, no whistling, please. And then put yourself back on mute. So if you can be quiet in your room, you'll be fine. Put the blue hand up and we'll welcome you in. Periodically throughout the evening, I'll be putting up the donations PayPal pools for the artists, as well as where you can buy their merch. Now, it is a common link for both artists, so that'll solve some of the confusion right there. We're looking forward to a wonderful show, and if you have questions that you'd like us to ask of the artists, there'll be a little bit of a Q&A at the end of the evening. So let me give it back to Louise, and I will admit some more people, so enjoy the show. Thank you.
Thanks, Bruce. So that would be great if a couple of you want to be brave enough to clap along with us, then Del Rey and Steve can hear some applause tonight. So if you're interested in some of our upcoming shows, you can go to the website for Isis Music Hall. That's www.isismusichall.com. And you can also check out a Facebook page for the Mountain Spirit Acoustic Series. We have a live stream with Gretchen Peters on December 18th. And we're going to be bringing back some more shows with Steve in January, February, probably March. He's going to do a little series of Steve with special friends. So keep watching for that information too. Remember that donations will help support artists. As everyone knows, tours were just devastated for most of 2020, and 2021 isn't starting off to look so great either. So if you're able, Bruce will be posting the PayPal pool tonight, and if you're able to make a donation for Steve and Del Rey, and they're graciously going to allow a little portion of that to come back to help our venue, it would be much appreciated. All right, let's get the music going here. We're going to start off tonight with our wonderful Steve James coming back. He's an original roots music artist whose guitar, mandolin, singing, and writing have made him familiar around the world to those who love real folk and blues. Steve's musical journey over half a century started in New York, where childhood playthings included Lead Belly 78s and his dad's dusty guitar. He moved from the lofts of the Lower East Side to the hills of Tennessee. And then when he was in the South, he got to go in the right direction with certain elder wizards like Sam McGee and Furry Lewis, who told him, go out and get your own songs. Steve then settled in Texas, and he became what they call an underground legend. He has participated in literally hundreds of music workshops, camps, and created numerous books and video lessons for guitar and mandolin. He is also an experienced luthier. He now lives in Seattle, and he has a wonderful collection of instruments that you're going to see right behind him there. He's also participated for many years in the Swan gathering right here up the road from where I live, and I'm sure many of you have seen him as an instructor over at the gathering, maybe taken a class. You can check out his information tonight on his website, which Bruce will be posting. And, you know, John Sebastian just put it nicely by saying Steve James is one of the keepers of the flame, funny, bluesy, and rocking. So take it away, Steve James.
Just took me a moment to unmute myself there. I got rain all beating on my window pane. I got rain all beating on my window pane. I got the blues all knocking at my back door again. I went to bed last night, I cried myself to sleep. I went to bed last night, I cried myself to sleep. Had the bachelor blues, man, they sure can make a man weep. Now the night's so long, and the bed it seems so wide. Night so long, the bed it seems so wide. I want some little woman just to sleep and right by my side. I got the bachelor blues, they can't be analyzed. Got the bachelor blues, they can't be analyzed. Got a little girl, but she's way down in North Carolina. So I wrote her a letter with a sweet forget-me not. I wrote her a letter with a sweet forget-me-not, saying, hello, mama, now, won't you share my card? She wrote me an answer, it come by telegram. She wrote me an answer, it come by telegram, saying, hello, Mr. Just, who do you think I am? Here's the part I like. I don't care, mama, just so that you can cook. I don't care, mama, just so that you can cook. And if my bait don't suit you, then please don't bite my hook. I got rain all beating on my window pane. Got rain all beating on my window pane. got the blues all knocking at my back door again. All right, we'll simmer down, everybody. I guess that sounded pretty good. You know, as you can see, I'm at home in Seattle, but when I do these virtual concerts, I like to imagine that I'm actually really where the concert originates. So for the next little bit, I'm going to be in North Carolina. And just to get in the mood, I did a very North Carolina song there. That was the Bachelor Blues, which was originally recorded in 1938 in Charlotte, North Carolina, by three very great North Carolinians. Say their names. The singer and fiddler was Steve Ledford, and he was accompanied by his mountaineers, J.E. Maynor and Clyde Moody. J.E. Maynor was remarkable for a number of reasons, a fabulous banjo player and a real trailblazer in old-timey music, and also because he continued playing the banjo and recording up until shortly before his death at the age of 105. So J.E. Maynor. And then Clyde Moody, who played guitar on that track, was he was all over the map. But one of the things he was the original guitar player in Bill Monroe's Bluegrass Boys, Clyde Moody. So did I say banjo? Yes, I did. I want to do a couple of requests right now. And on a recent online thing that I did, I employed my banjo, it's the Little Wonder. And I got a request because of that, all the way from England, from a colleague of mine who said, when you took the banjo out, I was sure you were going to do the Monkey Man swing, which I did. But I'm going to now. So this goes out to all my friends in the UK and all over the known world. This is the Monkey Man swing, baby. I'm nothing but a monkey man. I want you all to understand. Got a reason up in my mind. I'm dragging a tail behind. I'm nothing but a monkey. Nothing but a monkey man. Well, if I commence to swing, I'm nothing but a monkey thing. And if I get treetop high, it's 'cause I'm a monkey kind of guy. Oh, nothing but a monkey. Nothing but a monkey man. Now when the man in me said no, that monkey just hollers out go. That man might have his say, but the monkey always gets his way. 'Cause I'm nothing but a monkey man. I want you all to understand. I got a reason up in my mind. I'm dragging a tail behind. I'm nothing but a monkey. Nothing but a monkey man. But the monkey always gets his way. I'm nothing but a monkey man. I want you all to understand. I got a reason up in my mind. I'm dragging a tail behind. I'm nothing but a monkey. Nothing but a monkey man. Well, I'm nothing but a monkey. Nothing but a monkey man. Go.
Good request.
One of my own compositions with the Little Wonder banjo. You know, as I was putting the instruments in shape for the show today, I happened to look at the serial number inside this banjo. And when we were sound checking for the show, they said, my goodness, that thing is certainly loud. And it is. And also, it's been loud for over 100 years. Little Wonder. Well, oh, another request that I had. I'm going to put this one out. I think it was our last live stream show that we did for Mountain Spirit. And everybody's clocking in at the end of the show. And one of the faithful said, why don't you play Saturday Night in Jail? So I'd like to play another one of my compositions right now. I wrote this. Any songwriter will tell you that when it gets the time to write the lyrics, that it's best to write what you know. You know, it's good to write songs that are based on your own experience and things with which you're familiar, that you can feel and have experience with. And I think that's true, except for this song. This has nothing to do with anything that ever happened to me. Well, the officer tells you, son, you've been having too much fun. You was out just fooling around. Then they give you a ride downtown. They offer you personal bond. Yeah, but you don't stand a chance. That's all just talk. Don't believe you're gonna walk until they give you back your wallet and your pants. It's Saturday night in jail. You can sing if you want. Got no one to go your bail. You call your friends on the telephone. You leave a message when you hear the tone. And if you ever get back outside, you're never gonna take that ride. Might have been down there before, but you ain't coming back no more. Well, the jailhouse show is a pain, but you oughtn't to not complain. Cause the boys in Section 9, they're doing serious time. You ain't gonna get much sleep when they give you something to eat. You look down in the bag, brother, what a drag. You're wishing you was back on the street. Call your friends on the telephone. You leave a message when you hear the tone. If you ever get back outside, well, you're never gonna take that ride. Might have been down there before, but you ain't coming back no more, no more. Yeah, you. Yeah, that's based on a conversation I heard two guys having on the bus. Let me see, what did I do with that? Before I get in any more trouble around here. I've hardly started to have fun, and I'm already running out of time. So the clock on the wall, it's really only a little after 4 in Seattle. So those of you who are listening out there in the mountains, I know it's already dark there. Just starting to get that way here. So I'll abandon virtual North Carolina for a moment and sing a song that I wrote about my hometown. These are the Seattle Blues. Emerald City weather. Looks like last summer long was gonna go on forever now. Now Jackson Street is dark at 5 in the afternoon and they're sleeping in the park. Say it's gonna quit raining soon, but it might take a while. Might take a little while. Southbound leaves at 9. But if you want real change, go talk to Father Time on 1st and Main. That's where they serve that coffee hot. Some folks is millionaires, some folks not millionaires. Some pass and wave and smile. Just might take a little while. Get across town, buddy, you're gonna have to pay. Here comes the 7-man. Why don't we take a ride? You got time on your hands, I got time on my side. We could ride for miles. Just might take a little while. They say it won't be long, this town is gonna shake. They may be right or wrong, what difference does it make? Shake it, baby, all day and all night, and if you won't change, then make it. It just might take a while. It just might take a little while. Oh, I'm going to hang it out there. I've got a few minutes left. I got time to do a couple more, don't I? Short ones, right?
Oh, yeah. You've got, good 15 minutes probably.
Is that right? 15 minutes? Okay, let me see if I can remember the words to Desolation Row. Hey, did you hear about that one? Bob Dylan just sold his publishing for $3-something million. Yeah, I just heard about that. He just did it like day before yesterday, which gave me a really great idea. So I made a few phone calls, but it didn't work out for me. Anyways, so I'm up here in Seattle, drinking coffee up here in Seattle, and but some of you know that I actually haven't lived in Seattle for that long. I used to hang around here a lot, but I've only been living here a few years. And before that, I lived for 30 some odd years in the great state of Texas. That's where I spent most of my so-called adult life. And at one point down in San Antonio, I run into a great musician, one of the many that I've had the privilege to meet and play with, a guy named Bobby Rogers, who was a fiddler of considerable experience. And he and his wife Bertha used to come by the house, get him to crack out some of the old tunes. He played with a group called the Bunkhouse Boys, and they played dances all over the state. And he had a repertoire of fiddle tunes that were germane to different dances that were done around Texas. Now I'm gonna play one on the guitar right now, or try to. This is one that Bobby liked to play. It's called the Bear Creek Hop, and it actually has a dance that goes with it. You can imagine what that looks like. And it's distinguished by this, when a fiddler plays it, he does this kind of difficult series of bow bounces, pizzicato, and bowed notes that are difficult to execute, but they're very very evocative. So when I play this as a solo on the guitar, I'm going to try and evoke with some of my own effects some of that forward motion that Bobby did with his fiddle, the Bear Creek Hop. Yeah, who knows what else Bobby had up his sleeve there. Actually, Bobby told me that he was kind of reluctant about playing that song, and I asked him about it, and he said that he was playing a New Year's Eve dance at the VFW Hall in Poth, Texas, back in the early 1980s.
Mhm.
And a member of the audience at the stroke of midnight doing the Bear Creek Hop, a fellow named Junior, who of course weighed about 350 pounds, fell down, died of a heart attack on the dance floor right there at the stroke of midnight. I think it was 1982. And Bobby was circumspect after that about playing the Bear Creek Hop. That's why I took it up, because I loved the tune and I wanted to hear it. So I've been trying to play it ever since. I've got one more I want to do, I think. And then after that, we can get on with the show and our special guests. Played a few that I wrote here tonight, but this one comes from the good old book. I like this song because you can do it endlessly. There are no end of verses to the dozens. So tonight I have borrowed from the great Texas piano player Will Ezel, whose idea it was to play 5 bars in the solo instead of the customary 4. The precious 5, he called it. And then I got verses from Tampa Red and Georgia Tom Dorsey and of course the crowned king of the dozens, Kokomo Arnold. I'm going to leave you a little bit of dozens. It's naughty, folks. I don't mean nothing by it. I'm sure your mama's a really nice person. Like I'm shaking mine. You shake your shimmy, you can shake it fast. You can't shake your shimmy, shake it, yes, yes, yes. You're so precious, drunk and outrageous. I slip you in the dozen. Your papa is your cousin, and you can't play the dozen. Play that precious 5. Woo! You're talking about your mammy, your big fat sister, and your little brother Sonny, and your uncles, your grandmas and paws. They all got drunk and did the Santa Claus. Your things are so precious, drunk and outrageous. I slip in the dozen. Papa is your cousin, and you can't play the dozen. Play that precious 5. His peg leg half in 2. The only way they could fix his leg was to let that gal take a hold of the peg. Now you think so precious, drunk and outrageous. I slip in the dozen. The papa is your cousin, and you can't play the dozen. Play that precious 5. Satisfied till he made him a snout. Made him a snout as long as a rail. Wasn't satisfied till he made him a tail. Made him a tail just to fan the flies. Wasn't satisfied till he made him eyes. He made him eyes to look over the grass. Wasn't satisfied, made it yes, 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 made it yes, 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 and he made it thick. He wasn't satisfied till he made him sick. He made him sick and he made him well. Now you know that boy's scorching him well. Y'all think you're so precious, drunk and outrageous. Flip you in the dozen and your papa is your cousin. You can't play the dozen, quit your precious job and job. Well, thank you, everybody. All right, we're at the middle of the show now. If you don't count the Q&A we're going to have at the end, that'll be fun. You get to ask me and Del Rey questions at the same time. Is there anything we need to say before I bring on our special guest? Anything anybody wants to say before I bring on our special guest?
I just want to say, so far so good, fantastic, loving it.
Well,
Thank
We're
you.
doing the best we can over here with some of the instruments. You notice that I have stairs behind me here. Oh, I meant to say also before I leave y'all is that one of the things about live streaming, we're fortunate to have this venue in these times when everybody's got to stay home. We can't go out and hear live music. So it's nice to be able to bring and share music with people the way we do. One thing about live streaming is that you can't see my feet. So I just want to say a word because if you could, I would be wearing some dynamite shoes that I'd really like to share with you. So instead of wearing them, I'm
Ooh,
displaying these shoes. These are Florsheim shoes. This is the company that makes the great Stacey Adams line, purple ones. I bought them in New Orleans. These
good.
are shoes, folks. Okay, just so you know.
Wow.
And
I'm ashamed. I'm wearing my slippers. I'm terribly ashamed.
Are you wearing the ones with the rabbits on them? I
No,
hear.
I've got the ones with the bicycles on them.
Oh God, I hear a voice calling me. Folks and people, there's a lot of good things about my job. I did fail to sell my publishing for 3 point something million dollars, but $100 million. But there's a lot of things about my job that I like. And if I had to say what the best thing was, it's that it has afforded me the opportunity to associate with and make music with and become friendly with and learn from some of the most remarkable people whose musicality is only a facet of their of their absolutely remarkable personalities and mode and ability for self-expression. And I'd like to introduce right now a salient example of that. Ladies and gentlemen, please make welcome Del Rey.
Hey, everybody. This is so fun to do this with Zoom because I can see all my little friends out there and my new friends that I haven't met yet. But it's really fun to see you all, and thanks for coming. And I see the Chestnuts are there, and I see Jim Crow's there. And I'm going to send this one out to Tokyo because Teko just learned how to play this song. So here's the Dance Hall Shuffle. Up in the northern latitudes, gray skies dull your attitude. Now's no time to weep and moan. Life's too short to stay at home. There's a lot of fellas in this world. Spend the time wondering why they can't get a girl. Things will be different if you learn how to twirl those girls with the dance hall shuffle. You won't have to worry about what to say. You could get dressed up any old way. Quit your job and lay around the house all day. First learn the dance hall shuffle, you'll find romance if you learn to dance. My advice is gonna change your luck, and then you'll Charleston girls all smile when you walk in the door. They could tell a fella who could count to 4. You're gonna wonder how you made it before you learn that dance hall shuffle. You'll find romance if you learn to dance. My advice is gonna change your luck, and then you'll Charleston girls all smile when you walk in the door. They could tell a fella who could count to 4. You're gonna wonder how you made it before you learn that dance hall shuffle. you go. The Dance Hall Shuffle.
Woo!
Thank you, thank you. Hey, Louise, would you pin me so I'm big, or I'm still small? I want to be big. Pin me
Get
so I'm big.
right on.
Then I'll feel more like a superstar. So I'm going to play you a tune that I wrote the lyrics to. I wrote the lyrics to that one too. And this tune is based on OA 1926, which is Oscar Alemann's song that he liked to play on his cavaquinho, which is very much like a ukulele. In fact, it's tuned pretty similar. And what they call the tuning, which is very much like re-entrant tuning on the ukulele, they call it camber pintone. Now, you ukulele players, wouldn't you rather play an instrument tuned in camber pintone than in re-entrant? That's what I say. Okay, here we go. OA 1926. Another song from long ago, cavaquinho playing on the radio, down in Argentina, South American way. Oscar Alemann, man, he could play. He played jazz on a metal guitar. He was a tap dancer and a movie star. Listen to this, you'll get your kicks. OA 1926. They're stuck. My fingers got stuck. All right then. Normally I spend a lot of time trying to find the most obscure songs I can possibly find, but this one's a chestnut. But it's a chestnut that cheered everybody up in the Depression. And it kind of cheered me up, especially the verse, during our current troubles. I walked with no one, talked with no one. I had nothing but shadows. Then one morning you passed, and I brightened at last. Now I greet the day and complete the day with a song in my heart. All my worries blew away when you taught me how to say grab your coat, get your hat, and leave your worries on the doorstep. Step out with me to the sunny side of the street. Can you hear that pitter pat? And that happy tune is your step. Life can be real sweet on the sunny side of the street. I used to walk in the shade with those blues on parade. Now I'm not afraid, 'cause this rover has passed over. If I never get a cent, I'll be rich like Rockefeller, only without no money. Gold dust at my feet, the sunny side of the street. I used to walk in the shade with those blues on parade. Now I'm not afraid, with this rover has passed over. If I never get a cent, and that's right, I'll be rich like Rockefeller. I don't need no rich money. Gold dust at my feet, I'm on the sunny side of the street. There'll be gold dust at my feet on the sunny side of the street. Dude, that song is from Dorothy Fields. And where is my capo? Excuse me, I have to leave the camera for just a minute. I'll be right back. Don't worry. I have one. Why it's not here, I don't know. That's what happens when you play at home. But, so we don't see much of the neighbors anymore. We just wave across the street and everything. But this is a song from when the neighbors would come over and bug you. Oh, my next door neighbor is gonna make me lose my mind. Every time he comes around, man, he wants to borrow something all the time. He wants to borrow the broom, and then he borrows the mop. Wants to know the time, so he borrows my clock. Borrows $20 just until payday. He borrows liniment to rub his pain away. He borrows some butter, then a piece of meat, just a little sugar, make his coffee sweet. Oh, my next door neighbor is gonna make me lose my mind. Every time he comes a knocking, man, he wants to borrow something all the time. He wants to watch the game and try and pick a winner. Takes my radio, comes back and get my dinner. Took the lawnmower, electric fan, vacuum cleaner, and the garbage can. He borrows knives and forks and spoons and plates, calendar off the wall to keep up with the date. Oh, my next door neighbor is gonna make me lose my mind. Every time he comes a knocking, man, he wants to borrow something all the time. Man, he's driving me crazy. He says, howdy do, friend. Want to borrow a suit to bury his grandpa in. Stood up then, shook my head. I said, you can't borrow something for somebody who's dead. Borrowing's alright, you know it's a fact. You can't borrow something that you can't give back. Oh, my next door neighbor is gonna make me lose my mind. Every time he comes a knocking, man, he wants to borrow something all the time. Every time he comes to call, he wants to borrow something all the time. James McCain. Is that right, Steve? James? Is it James McCain? I might have got that wrong. We'll fact check it with Sparky after the show. I don't even own my own copy of Dixon and Godrich because I can just ask Steve. Because he's memorized it along with, now that he's in his new home of the Northwest, instead of memorizing reptiles and snakes in Texas, he's memorizing all the birds but he's still also memorizing Dixon and Godrich. So I just let him do it. Here's a tune from, I got it from Willard Robeson's arrangement. I don't think he wrote this one, though. We're going into the minor key section of the tunes. Just Okay, continuing in a minor key. I belong to the greatest book club in the world. It's the Bushwick Seattle Book Club. And our book club, we read stuff and then we have a show and write original music based on the book that we read. It's the greatest. Bushwick Seattle. It's such a fun thing to do. And the last show that we did before the shutdown, I think it was back in March, it was Shakespeare. And I chose King Lear. And of course, I always write things that are like stuck in between 1918 and 1950s. So you have to imagine the persona of this song is basically Julie London's lousy, no good boyfriend is King Lear. The sword that made the rules, and you a king of fools. Old boy, you had it all, no need to listen to the small kindness that makes amends was for the weak, and now you seek a friend. Just for being you. Now your little world of man is dying inside your old man's skin. I hear a baby crying inside your old man's skin. I hear a baby crying. There's no song more fun to sing than that. Except maybe this one from Bessie Smith that I get to sing once a year. Christmas comes but once a year, and to me it brings good cheer, and to everyone who likes wine and beer. Happy New Year is right after that. Happy I'll be, that is a fact. That is why I like to hear folks I know that Christmas is here. Get your partner one and all, keep on dancing through the hall. There's nowhere to fall, it don't matter at all. Everyone much watch their step, will lose their rest. Everybody's full of pep at the Christmas ball. Your partner, one and all, keep on dancing through the hall. There's nowhere to fall. It don't matter at all. And if your partner don't act square, don't worry, there's some more right over there. Taking a chance everywhere at the Christmas ball. There you go. That's my one Christmas song. Okay, and it would not be a show of me without me playing some Memphis Minnie. And this is a tune that I did not know about until comparatively recently. I learned it this year, and it's after Ma Rainey died. Memphis Minnie wrote her a tribute tune, and it's called Ma Rainey. And she put it out a couple of years after Ma Rainey had died, which I think was like 1938. So this came out about 1940. And it's Minnie singing about her great mentor. And, you know, I wrote a song singing about Memphis Minnie that I sing all the time. And I didn't know this song existed when I wrote my song to Memphis Minnie. So here's Memphis Minnie singing about Ma Rainey. About Ma Rainey, wondering where could Ma Rainey be? Thinking about Ma Rainey, where could Ma Rainey be? Man, I've been looking for her, even in old Tennessee. You know, she was born in Georgia. Traveled all over this world. She was born in Georgia. She traveled all over this world. People, she was the best blues singer that I ever heard. When she made Boll Weevil Blues, I was living way down the line. She made Boll Weevil Blues, I was living way down the line. Man, I heard that record, I just couldn't keep from crying. Oh, poor Ma Rainey, like it's probably about time for me to wrap up. I'll play you one last song. This one is from Willard Robeson. He wrote this one, and it's just one of my favorite songs recently. Get hooked up here. The sunbeams are smiling and laughing with me. The leaves on the trees saying howdy to me. It seems like the whole world's a big jubilee. Wake up, children, wake up. The love song of nature caressing your ear. It tells you that springtime is just about here. A spirit of gladness is bringing good cheer. Wake up, children, wake up. Each golden hour is sweet and like a treasure rare. Love is in flower. Now's the time to get your share. The river is singing and I'm singing too. The gray skies are drifting away in the blue. The spirit of gladness is calling to you. So wake up, children. Wake up, children, wake up. There you go. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. Well, it's lots of fun to see you guys. So now, hopefully, you'll ask us questions and we'll know the answers. Well, Steve will know the answers if I don't.
We're just trying to bring Steve back into the room here. Can you unmute, Steve?
Unmute.
Got him.
You haven't unmuted yet, Steve. You need to try again. You're not unmuted. Much as I'd love to have that button in real life, I don't want you to do it now.
There we have it. Yeah, I know a lot of people would like it. It's I still haven't gotten over that thing about my publishing. Anyway, so there's a bunch of stuff I want to know, but it's not really all about me. What do you want to know? Okay.
Well, a couple of things. Gina asked to, she could see the Stella Harmony, and Betsy Redelack wanted you to know that she was invited to the show this evening by your sister. So thank you.
Oh, yeah, I saw my sister Lorraine clock in
Lorraine.
from Gloucester, Massachusetts. Hi, Lorraine.
Neat.
Hi. We talk over the weekend. Lorraine and I are
I
old
was,
friends. We've known each other our whole lives.
yeah, I was asking her if she'd been to the Old Sloop Coffee House, which is in that area. The
Yes.
the folks that run that come to the Tuesday night series that we do often.
Oh,
So
there you have it.
thought maybe, and she said she hasn't been there for a while. Anyway, I don't know if we have very many questions, but would you like to tell us a little bit about your plans for some of the future shows? And then maybe we can get each to do one more song?
Yeah, well, sure. First of all, yes, future shows. We're just now architecting is that right? Architecting is a verb. Um, Future shows to brighten up the winter. Louise and Bruce asked me if we could start with me and Del Rey, who of course who go way back, and perhaps that I would host some of my other musical friends to share a concert bill similar to what we've done tonight. And I already have gotten the green flag, so to speak. Is that right? Yeah, the green flag from a couple of very talented people that I know for shows in January and February. We're going to sort out the dates and um, and do that. And I'm quite looking forward to it because, as I was saying before, one of the privileges of doing this for a living is the people that I get to do it for a living with. They're remarkable folks. And so I can call them up and just drop a dime on them and say, hey, you want to do this? It's like, and they'll say, yeah, absolutely. And of course, I do the same for them because they think they're going to get all my guitars when I'm dead. So, anyways,
I actually
but
did have one
always,
more question, Steve. Shelley asked about the first guitar you played this evening. What was that?
the first guitar I played this evening was.
And also, William has asked if both of you will be playing at the Townsend Acoustic Blues Workshop this year.
Who knows? We haven't heard anything about that. We have no idea if that's even happening because that seems a little soon. So we don't know.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything from them for years, actually. But the one people of the workshops that I've been asked to make a commitment to is the Swan and Gathering, just down the road from y'all there. They've asked me if I would teach at not only the mandolin week, but the guitar and the guitar week as well. So, and I told them that if it happens, I'd do it, you know. So there you have it, Swan and Gathering. And where were we? Oh, yes, this guitar over here. This is the one people say, you know, like, what's the guitar that you really love? And that's guitars are just pieces of wood, man, you know, like, see the stairs over here? This is stairs to guitars. And it got lots of guitars, and each one of them is a wonderful and beautiful thing. But, you know, guitars is guitars, except for this one over here. This is a 1991 Collings C10. It's one of the first C10s that they made, and it's the first C10 that they made with a straight bridge and a short scale, like the Gibson guitar that it resembles. And it's a beautiful thing, and the acoustic guitar you hear on my records is this guitar. This is it. And
And clearly,
actually, I
there's
was
a
doing.
lot of guitar nerds in this audience. I can see that Gina and Pat are like, they're anxious to show off their guitar that they bought from Steve James, that beautiful 12 string. And I
Oh
also,
yeah,
yeah, there's
that's right.
Gina. Yeah.
Actually, one of the things that I do, and some of these guitars are examples, is I have some lutherie training, and one of the things I'd like to do is I like to acquire guitars where people say this old dog's not going to hunt anymore, or it's dead, it's gone. I take them hanging on the wall in a bar, or smashed to pieces by some gutless hillbilly, or something like that. And I take special joy in putting those instruments, doing what it takes to give them new life. And so, yeah, Pat and Gina are friends from up there in Maryland have an old Stella Harmony 12 string that I
And
put
then I
with.
see that William Ostrand also has his guitars are watching the show. That's really cute. It looks like he has a Steve James model, and that was really fun to see those. At first, I thought they were two really well-behaved dogs, and then I realized they were guitars. I was like, whoa, those dogs are really good.
Um,
This is fun. And
so
then I see Marty Farrell also has really a lot of instruments. There looks like there's a bunch of mandolins and ukuleles and banjo things. This is fun. You know, it always doing these Zoom things, it reminds me, especially when there's a lot of people, it reminds me of going to the reptile house in the zoo because you look in there and it's like, it says there's supposed to be a boa constrictor in there. Is that what's in there? You know, and I kind of look in these and it's like, who's in there?
Yeah, it took me a while to recognize old Jim Crow there. There he is.
I know everybody's out there. It's good.
I
So
think
somebody ask
somebody
us a question.
mentioned
Come on.
I think somebody mentioned this. I've got a couple of these. But Stella Harmony, yes, indeed. And it has the little logo up here that says steel reinforced neck made in USA. Um, this is all the guitar you need, folks. I mean, it's just that sound and then some right there. Anyway, so this particular one I got from a very sharp vintage trader that I know who bought it at a yard sale for I think $30, and that being Del Rey. She said, "Oh, you can have it if you're going to follow." I said, "Oh, anyway."
Well,
But
see, I'm not one of these people that sluts around with different guitars. I'm monogamous with my Ron Phillips guitars. I just play those.
yeah, that's
Very old
true.
fashioned.
Dell has a great guy down in California that is committed to doing his best work. Her ukulele is remarkable, as you might have seen and heard, and the guitars she plays were made by Ron Phillips down in
Ron
Martinez,
Phillips.
California. Spins his own cones. None of this fooling around and saying that you made a guitar when you actually got national cones in there.
No.
And I have a relationship with the company National down in San Luis Obispo, also putting out some good. That's an interesting company there. A while back, the president of the company, Eric Smith, told me, he said, "It's time for us to get big or stay the way we are." And I've decided to, and I was going, "Here it comes." And he said, "To stay the way we are. Same 27 people, and we're going to make as many guitars as we can and keep making them good."
Cool. So Del Rey, Andrea is asking if your King Lear song is
King Lear.
available.
Yeah, I am thinking about making one of those things that people do during lockdown where they make a solo album using GarageBand. I haven't done it yet. I don't know if I'll actually do it, but that song you can hear. There's a performance from the Bushwick Book Club on my Facebook page, if you can find that, which maybe I'll just tell you where to find it because I don't use Facebook very much, so sometimes it's hard to find me, but I can tell you exactly where it is, and I'll put it in the chat, and then you can find it. In fact,
Great.
I'm just going to tell you a couple things. I'm also going to tell you where my YouTube channel is because all kinds of groovy stuff happens on there. Here you go. And if you scroll down a little bit on my Facebook page, you can find that.
All
King.
right. Great.
James wants me to tell a little bit about playing with Sister Rosetta Tharpe. I didn't play with Rosetta Tharpe. She was dead before my time, but I did play, and James was there, at the Rosetta Tharpe tribute, which was one of the high points of my life, and it happened in 2005 before everybody was filming every single thing. Right now, any show you do, there's 20 people that have it on their iPhones. That show, I have no pictures of it. I have nothing. And I was on stage with Irma Thomas, Marcia Ball, Angela Straley, just this incredible bunch of women singing a tribute to Rosetta Tharpe. And I was just like, there's no pictures. So that's it. So Rosetta Tharpe is one of the great American guitar players. When I met Sleepy LaBeef, one time I opened a show for him in Davis, California, at that little barn that used to be at the Playhouse, the Palms Playhouse. And he came up afterwards. I had played a Rosetta Tharpe song, and he said, "The first person I ever saw playing electric guitar was Rosetta Tharpe. She's the reason why I picked up the guitar." And Sleepy LaBeef was this great big rockabilly hunk of man, and he just loved her playing and was really inspired by her to play the electric guitar. So that says it all about her effect on. And when she went to Europe in the 60s, she was on a tour with Muddy Waters, and Muddy Waters, after a couple of shows, is like, "I'm not following that woman anymore." Because she's just a monster player. You can see her on YouTube, so she's quite wonderful. So in this show for the tribute, I got to channel as best I could Rosetta Tharpe, and I was terrified. So Steve loaned me a big, loud Oahu guitar, big white thing. And right before I got on there, I'm usually kind of discreet and I don't want to be too loud, but I'm like, "I'm just turning it up to 11." And I turned my amp all the way up and I turned my guitar all the way up. And I was just like, they can turn it down if they want to. And so I was really nervous. I don't normally get nervous, but I was nervous, and it worked out okay, I guess. There's no film, so who knows? Oh, and James says he sent me some pictures. Thanks, James. I'm really looking forward to seeing those.
Well, I think we've lost Steve. I don't know if he had internet issues or whatever, but so other people are asking, and I was thinking too, how you got into this. I mean, when I first started playing the guitar, I thought playing the blues was the thing to do, and I love learning about the old, blues women.
Yeah.
But I never could get much further than that. But you've just gotten so much knowledge, and your finger structure is so beautiful. How did you just really jump into that?
Oh, it's just length of time, I think. When I started playing guitar when I was 4, so I played classical music kind of like how your mom makes you practice once they buy you the instrument. And then when I was about uh 13, 12 or 13, I heard Sam Chapman play live. I got a tape of Memphis Minnie from Lou Curtis at the folk store in San Diego, and I started hanging out with folkies, and they introduced me to Howard Armstrong and Lydia Mendoza and all these people that would come through at the folk festival in San Diego, which was, out of business after Ronald Reagan defunded the arts when he got elected. They just cut all the arts funding and that festival was gone. So, I was lucky enough to be exposed to that music, and that's where I started tracking this stuff down. And one thing leads to another. I see that Teco is asking, how do you know all these old blues artists and songs? It's like if you listen to Memphis Minnie, then you see like, well, what did Kansas Joe record? And they're like, oh, Joe McCoy and his brother Charlie, they had a whole thing. Oh, and they played with the Mississippi Sheiks. And pretty soon, it just leads all these weird places. Like Joe McCoy wrote the song for Lil Green, You Had Plenty Money, 1922, that Peggy Lee did. And then that leads you to Peggy Lee. And then Peggy Lee leads you to Benny Goodman, and Benny Goodman leads you to Teddy Wilson, which leads you to Billie Holiday. That's how you do it.
It's the blues rabbit hole,
It's the blues rabbit hole. Yeah.
right?
And then, you get closer and closer to John Coltrane, and then you go, ah!
Something different. So, you know what Bruce likes to ask, because his series is called Music My Mother Would Not Like. Did your mother like your music?
Oh yeah, my mom is super super musical. Yeah, my mom was in the corps de ballet of the New Orleans Opera Ballet when she was a young woman, and she would dance around the house. She knew all the Irving Berlin songs, and she could tap dance, and so she was super musical. And she's the one who got a guitar. She wanted to learn how to play the guitar in 1964, and when I was like, I want to do that, she got me a little baby guitar. My dad went out and found one, and then I had to practice.
Well, it paid off.
Yeah.
I'm glad
It
she.
worked out. It was a long time of not liking to practice, but then when I heard music I wanted to play, I wasn't like most musicians. They're 12 and they have to start from scratch to learn how to play what they want to play. I
Right,
was like
right.
12 and I was proficient, so I could just mimic it.
Yeah. Well, it
So
certainly
that's
paid
how I always
off.
say, make your kids practice.
That's right.
Just make
Practice
them
that.
practice.
Stick with it. Well, I didn't, and that's why I'm a music booker instead.
Right.
Do
Right.
my part. Well, Steve's back. Let's see if we can add him. And whoops, I got the wrong Steve. I'm going to do this. There we go.
I see, Steve.
That guy's pretty nice.
We lost you for a minute.
Yeah, I know. I got kicked off. They wanted me to upgrade my Adobe Flash player, and
Oh
it
dear.
preempted Zoom. I don't know. Anyway,
We had a lovely time with Del Rey. She answered a lot of questions, and it's probably about time to wrap up. But do you want to do one closing song for us? Do you
who,
feel like
me?
that? Or you can each do one, whatever you like. We're not going anywhere.
Well, yeah, let me think now. What would be good to do? The song I've been playing forever or the one that's brand new?
Hmm.
Oh, I don't know. I'll just play a little bit of this over here.
Okay.
See, here's a nice guitar that was a wreck when I found it. It's a long time ago. To tell you how long ago it was, my friend James McMurtry kind of liked my resonator guitars, and he said to me one time I was going up to Nashville to do something up there, and he said, here's $500. Buy me a vintage National guitar. So I said, sure, no problem. And I took it and I came up with this guitar that needed work done to it to be good, but pretty good deal for the 500. And then I delivered it to James, and I said, "Here, all you have to do is this and that and this and this and the other thing, and you'll have a 1932 style one tricone." And he just never done it. So after a few years, I just got the guitar back from him, and I done it. I don't know. The only thing that occurs to me to play is this. There, guitar right. That's a chestnut for you. Del, why don't you do one now?
Let's unmute her. That was great, Steve. All right, let's bring Del in to do another song, and then we'll say happy holidays to everybody.
Yeah, I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. We'll see you. Lorraine, I'll call you pretty soon. Pat, Gina, Jane, and Tom, if you're out there in Philadelphia, everybody, thanks. Good to play for you. See you again soon.
Thank you so much.
A sentimental blues will worry you. It'll make you do some things that you just wouldn't do. And then you hear those blues. A sentimental blues will wet your eye. You'll wonder why, then heave a sigh. You start to cry each time that you hear those blues. And you sigh, 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 and you, how you cry, 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 you fool. Yeah, you know it's true, a sentimental blues deep down inside will make you hide your foolish pride. A sentimental blues will make you lose your mind. sentimental blues deep down inside will make you hide your foolish pride. A sentimental blues will make you lose your mind. There you go. I want to tell you guys, if you probably know this because a lot of you are on my mailing list, but I'm about to start finger picking class with Jim DeVille. Starts in January, Sundays in January. We're doing levels 1 and level 2.5 and level 1 and 2 in February. So if you've always wanted to learn how to finger pick your ukulele, now's your big chance. We're really learning how to do it. And in fact, Teco is one of our graduates, and he's really learned. We're so proud of him because he can really play the song we taught him how to play. It's like, yes.
Good student.
Yeah, and he had to get up at like 6 in the morning to take it. So, I mean, that's dedication.
To watch. Well, I just put everyone in the gallery view here so you can all see each other and say hi and wish everyone a wonderful holiday. And it was wonderful to see all the places, many places that I've been, Seattle and Vancouver, and I'm from Massachusetts and Tucson, cold places, warm places, but you're wonderful music fans. I hope you'll follow our series because we will be doing more of these shows in January. If you're a Celtic music fan, John Doyle is playing at Isis Music Hall this Saturday evening, but they're going to live stream it on the Facebook page of Isis Music Hall. So if you use Facebook, you can just go there. It's at 7 o'clock on Saturday. John Doyle's pretty amazing. Steve, you probably have met John.
Yes, of course. That's
Yeah.
one and all.
So that's going to be a lovely show. And then take a little holiday break, and we'll be lining up some more live streams. It looks like quite a while because this is the safest way to hear music. And by this show tonight, the quality was excellent too.
It's true, but just remember, it's not as good as live music. When you get back to actually hearing the music get on you in real life, you'll remember how good it is.
Yes. Absolutely. But we're really pleased to have this wonderful show tonight. And as Bruce likes to say at the end of the show, get home safe and come back again. Bruce, do you want to say anything to the fans?
It's a wonderful show. We'll hope to see you when we are able to announce more of Steve's new series, Steve James and Friends. It should be an exciting evening of music. So thank you all so much for coming, and do get home safe.
Yay!
Keep the
All
faith,
right.
everybody.
Thank you to
all.
Louise. And it's so nice to have you.
Oh, it was great. Great time. Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Good night.
Bye.
Go down the chute. I like to watch them go down the chute. Whee! Whee! So all our little friends. Bye, Teco. There's Judd Pickard. Hey, man. Cool. Myra. There's Stephanie over there, the kooks.
Stay safe.
I will, Joanna. I'd hardly ever go out of the house. It's safe in here.
Merry Christmas.
You too.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, Del.
Bye. There they go. There's Rick. Hey. Cool. Okay, I'm sticking out.
Good night, everyone. Thanks so much for coming.